music scene in the 90s as 1/5 of one of the biggest girl groups in the world, and she's pretty much been working ever since. She's currently touring with Jesus Christ Superstar and promoting her new album. We managed to grab 5 minutes to chat to Mel C here in Newcastle. You're touring with Jesus Christ Superstar right now.
Yes.
And you're doing this during the day.
Yes.
Is that not a bit manic? When do you rest?
It's not too bad actually. I have to be honest and say that Ben playing Jesus and Tim playing Judas really have the toughest roles in the show. So Mary gets a bit of an easy ride, which frees me up to do fun things like come and do some signings, which I've not done for years.
I'm a little bit disappointed you're not rocking the dreadlocks
Oh,
right now.
sorry about that. Yeah, well, if you come to the show tonight, you'll see.
How is it going? How is the tour going?
Really, really good. We are, I think, about a week in now. We opened in London last week, and every single show has been brilliant. Every audience has been brilliant. We've had fantastic reviews, and deservedly so, you know, because the show is fantastic.
Well, a lot of people are like, oh, you're going to see it, and there's a lot of hype around it.
You know, it is so brilliant, and you know, the cast are brilliant, and the show's brilliant, but visually, it's you know, it's incredible. It really is. It's an experience.
Was it hard to go from judging panel to cast member? Was that a bit of a strange transition?
It was a bit
kind
weird.
Of like boss, and then you're in. And...
Yeah, it was a bit weird on day one. I think the weirdest thing for me was on the final of Superstar, because I sang I Don't Know How to Love Him from the show, and I kind of felt like I was from judge becoming judged, you know, so that was very nerve-wracking, and it was live as well. But you know, that went okay. And you know, the thing is, I'm very much a team player, and I believe when you're in a cast, whether you're a principal or an ensemble member of the band or, you know, crew, whoever you are, we're all equal and we're all a team and we're all working towards the same goal. So, you know, I went in with that attitude, and everyone's lovely, so it was fine.
Would you do more judging things? You know, like obviously Mel B and Jerry, they've been on X Factor. Would you have a go at other things like that?
Possibly. If the opportunities came up, I'd definitely consider them. You know, personally think somebody like Mel B is perfect for X Factor, and I don't know whether I'd be that good in X Factor because I'm too nice. And I think she's brilliant. No, she's honest, and I think you kind of need that, especially with the current panel, because there isn't really any. Now Simon Cowell's gone, there's not really anybody to tell it like it is. Everybody, I mean, you know, Gary often, you know, Gary says what he thinks, but he's a bit more diplomatic about it. But Melanie just goes for the jugular. Yeah, you've got to respect that.
Definitely. You've got a new album out. That's why we're promoting today. Yeah. That's got quite a musically vibe, and you're in musicals at the moment. Yeah. Was that, you know, a big influence for you, kind of growing up with music? Is that
yeah, absolutely. I mean, I love music, any kind of music, and you know, my first experiences of music was my mum's album collection, and I'd listen to Motown and the Beatles, and she actually had Jesus Christ Superstar on vinyl, so that was in there. But when I started listening to my own music, you know, it was the 80s, so it was like Madonna and Wham. And then, you know, when I went to dancing school, so I started getting into musical theatre. So it's just something I've grown up with and loved. And I studied performing arts between 16 and 19. And I was auditioning for shows when I went along to an audition for a girl band, which became the Spice Girls. Yep. So it's a really big part of my life that I'd kind of left behind working in music. So it's nice to revisit it and kind of have this dual thing going on, where I do a bit of musical theatre, a bit of pop, a bit of Spice Girls, you know, it's really good fun.
What's your favourite track off the new album?
It's a difficult question, you know, because I love that there's songs on there that people know already, but I also love that there's some obscure ones that people will be introduced to. But I think my favourite is going to have to be I Know Him So Well from Chess, because I duet with my good friend Emma Bunton.
Yes, yes. Very good. And I have to ask this, and you probably get absolutely sick to the backbeat of it, but I'm going to ask.
Should I say no? You're going to ask.
Yes, I'm going to
Are the Spice Girls going to get back together? Yeah,
that is one of the questions. Yeah. Well,
I get asked that every day.
I went to the reunion, and that was going to be. You know,
wow! Yeah.
I know. I was telling people out there, I have a T-shirt and everything.
Brilliant.
But that was meant to be it. Game over. And then you know, did a little gig called the Olympic opening closing ceremony. Yeah. That was pretty. You know, we're back. And
it was immense, and
else,
we absolutely loved it, and it was we couldn't turn that down. You know, amazing, what an incredible thing to be a part of, and we were so proud to be there and perform for our country. But who knows? We've got no plans to perform together again, and the reunion was amazing. You know, it was a really great show, and we had a great time. But you know, you just don't know what's around the corner. So we haven't closed the door. I don't think we'll ever close the door. Our musical Viva Forever opens in November. the end of November at the Piccadilly Theatre in London. So yeah, it's another chapter opening for the Spice Girls.
Now obviously you're all very young when the Spice Girls kind of kicked off and global, and it was amazing. If you all had your own personas and you were sporty, obviously, if you were to reform now, what Spice would you be now?
The same. I'm still sporty. In fact, I'm probably sportier than ever. Well, I'm working a sprained ankle at the moment, but it's a sports injury. So yeah, you know, I love keeping fit, working out. I did my first triathlon last year. It's a really big part of my life, and I think all the girls, we're the same. We haven't changed.
That's nice to hear.
Yeah.
Nice to hear. I've got some Twitter questions. I had quite a big response when I said I was going to meet you today. Andrew Carter wants to know, you've collaborated with Lisa Lopez, Bryan Adams, Jodie Harsh and Emma Bunton. Who was your favourite and why?
Who was my favourite? Well, all of them for different reasons, but I think I'm going to have to say Emma, because, you know, she's my closest friend that I've collaborated with. But Bryan Adams is a really important collaboration. He had faith in me, you know, to duet with me, and I'd never done anything outside the Spice Girls at that point. So he really gave me the courage to go on and become a solo artist, and he's still a dear friend, and he's always supported me. Amazing to work with Lisa, you know, sadly she's not with us anymore. She's a great talent that was lost way, way too early. So I'm really pleased that I had that chance to work with her.
It's quite a variation as well, all very different artists. Lizzie wants to know, do you have any plans for some UK gigs? Obviously not right now because you're very busy.
Yeah, well, I'm playing Shepherd's Bush Empire on the 6th of November. We're only doing one show, and I'm afraid it is in London, so it's quite far away. But yeah, I toured earlier this year. I actually played Newcastle in like February or March, and hopefully there'll be more to come. But yeah, I don't know what next year holds yet. I'm kind of just waiting to see what happens, yeah.
And Charlotte Burrows, this is a big, deep question. What's your best moment of the year so far?
Best moment of the year so far has to be the Olympic closing ceremony. That was one of the most, work-wise, obviously every day with my little girl is wonderful, but career-wise, work-wise, and just having loads of fun, that goes down in history as one of the best nights of my life.
I'm not surprised. And Mel C News, there isn't a name on this, but it's just a whole Twitter account just for you.
Yeah.
Are you going to be doing a video for the duet with Emma Bunton?
Probably not. Emma and I have done some filming, some EPK filming, so you'll probably see some of that. But yeah, we haven't planned to make a video, I'm afraid.
Okay. Okay, well, thank you very much for speaking to us today, and good luck for the album, the tour, everything you've got going on.
Brilliant, thank you. Thank you very much.